You might remember, or maybe you won't, a time when you realised that the weight you've been carrying, it wasn't really yours. At first it felt like it belonged to you. Those words they said, the looks they gave, the cold stares, the silent punishments, almost like it was wrapped around your soul, tightening, squeezing, until you forgot who you really were beneath it all. And for a long time, maybe it was easier to believe their story, wasn't it? To slip into the small, careful box they built for you. That fantasy world in your mind, where everything was logical, predictable, controllable. That world kept you safe for a while. And isn't that fascinating? How incredibly brilliant your mind was to protect you that way. You survived something many people never could. You kept going. You made it through the storm, because that's who you are. But now you're starting to sense something, aren't you? Something deep inside that's stirring, waking up, whispering softly. You don't need this armour anymore. It served its purpose. You're safe now. Because you are safe now, aren't you? And the walls that once protected you have become a cage that's ready to melt away, like morning mist when the sun rises. Imagine for a moment a puppet on strings. The puppet not moving on its own right. There are strings attached, controlled by someone else. And just like that puppet, the way they treated you, those cruel words, manipulative games, the gaslighting, the teasing, it was never about you. It was always their own path, their own fears, their own shadows, that they projected onto you. You were the screen, and they cast their nightmares onto you. You didn't cause it, you didn't deserve it, and because of that, you never have to carry it again. You can just let the strings fall, let them drop to the ground, and as they fall, something magical happens. You begin to rise. You stand taller, freer, lighter, as if a weight you didn't even realise you were carrying just disappears. Now maybe part of you wonders, but how can I forgive them if they never admit what they did? But you see, forgiveness was never about letting them off the hook. Forgiveness is simply the act of cutting the cord that ties you to the pain. Imagine holding onto a burning rope, gripping it tightly, because you want them to acknowledge that it hurts. But the longer you hold on, the more it burns your hands. The moment you let go, the pain starts to heal. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's the key that unlocks your own freedom. And you can forgive without needing their permission. You can forgive and still hold your boundaries. Forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself. And then there's the other part, the part of you that's been holding on to old mistakes. It's funny, isn't it, how we're often much kinder to others than we are to ourselves. But here's a secret. Everything you did with the tools you had at the time. Back then you were surviving, doing the best you could in a world that felt like it was crushing you from every angle. You acted out, of course. Of course you did. You were trapped in a pressure cooker for years. Who wouldn't burst under that kind of strain? But here's the beautiful thing. You're not that person anymore. You've grown. You've changed. And the fact that you even want to forgive yourself shows how much you've evolved. You've already paid your debt. You don't have to keep punishing yourself for mistakes you've already learned from. Now imagine a door in front of you. It's glowing softly, warmly, almost calling to you. And written on that door is one simple word: freedom. You might wonder what's on the other side of the door. Or maybe you already know. You can feel it, can't you? What if the moment you step through that door, everything changes? What if you're already free, already forgiven, already worthy of love, joy and success? What if the only thing left to do is allow yourself to walk through it? You've spent so long in survival mode that thriving might feel unfamiliar. But here's the thing. You were born to thrive. You were born to play, to laugh, to love, to create, to dance with life. And the best part, there's no rush, no pressure. Every step you take to freedom, it can be gentle, soft, easy. And with each step you grow stronger, lighter, freer. Because freedom, it isn't something you need to earn. It's your birthright. And every day, in every way, it gets easier to remember that. You already have everything you need inside you. You always did. From this moment on, you can choose your story. You can rewrite the script. No longer a victim, but a powerful creator of your own destiny. No longer trapped in the past, but fully present and alive in the now. And every time you breathe in courage, joy, love, and freedom. Every time you breathe out, you let go of the past a little more. Because the truth is, you're always meant to be free. Because you've been living with this belief that somehow, somewhere, you lost something important. Maybe it was stolen from you, piece by piece. Your voice, your confidence, your safety. Until all that remained was a deep, empty longing for something that you couldn't quite name. But here's the thing about treasure. It never really disappears. Even when it's hidden beneath years of rubble, it's still there, waiting to be uncovered. And as you stand at this point in your life, something deep inside knows you're closer than ever to finding it again. What if the treasure that you've been seeking isn't something outside you? What if it's been with you all along, just waiting for the right moment to be found again? Imagine a book you've been carrying with you for years. The pages, they're filled with stories that other people wrote about who you are. Stories about how you were too much or not enough. Stories that told you it wasn't safe to speak, to feel, to take up space. But what if those stories, they were just that, stories? Not facts, not truth, just stories that someone else needed you to believe so they could feel in control. And here's the magic. You can rewrite those stories. The pen is in your hand now. You can write, I'm powerful. I'm safe to be seen and heard. My feelings matter. I can trust myself again. Now maybe you've spent so much time in your mind, analysing, planning, creating logical escapes, that your body has started to feel more like a prison than a home. And yet your body was never the problem. It was always trying to protect you. It's like a loyal guardian, standing at the gate, ready to sound the alarm at the slightest hint of danger. But what if you could tell that guardian, hey, we made it. We're safe now. We can rest. Take a deep breath and feel that breath gently wake up parts of you that have been sleeping for a long time. There's no rush, no pressure, just a slow, gentle invitation back into your body. Your body isn't a prison. It's a doorway to freedom. Every time you move, breathe, feel, you're reconnecting with a part of yourself that was never truly lost. There's a reason anger has stayed with you for so long. It's not because you're broken or bitter. It's because anger is a messenger. It's been trying to tell you something important. That wasn't okay. You deserved better. You're worth protecting. And now that you've heard that message, anger, it doesn't have to be your constant companion anymore. You can thank it, release it, and let it transform into something far more powerful. Clarity, strength, and passion for the life you're building now. You've carried guilt like a stone in your pocket for far too long too. Turning it over in your mind again and again, hoping to make sense of it. But what if you already learned everything that it had to teach you? Every mistake you made, every impulsive act, it came from a part of you that was striving for freedom, for expression, for life. You weren't wrong for wanting those things. You were human. And forgiveness, it doesn't have to be dramatic or complicated. Sometimes it's as simple as whispering to yourself, I did the best I could with what I knew at the time, and that's enough. And the moment you say that, a weight begins to lift. And judgment, that shadow that feels like it's always lurking, waiting to pounce. But here's a question. Whose voice is that really? It's not yours, is it? It's the echoes of the past. The voices of those who didn't know how to love you as you deserved. The ones who were trapped in their own pain, projecting it onto you. But what if their judgment no longer mattered? What if the only voice that truly mattered was your own? What if you decided right here and right now, I trust myself, I approve of myself, I forgive myself, and that is all I need? Imagine how freeing that would feel. Imagine waking up every day and knowing that no one's opinion, no word or glance has the power to define you anymore. You've spent so long in survival mode that joy might feel foreign, even suspicious. like something you're not sure you can trust. What if joy isn't something fleeting? What if it's your natural state? What if laughter and love and play, they're just waiting for you to remember them? And every time you let yourself smile, every time you do something silly or spontaneous, you're taking another step back into that world. The one where you're free to be exactly who you are. You were never meant to live in the shadows. You're always meant to shine. And every time you choose joy, even for a second, you're reclaiming the life that's been yours all along. From this moment on, you're no longer trapped by the old stories, old pain, old patterns. You're stepping into something new, something expansive. And with every breath, every step, every choice, you're moving closer to the life you're always meant to live. You can feel it, can't you? That lightness, that possibility, that spark of something you thought you'd lost, but it was always there, just waiting for you.